Ladies and gentlemen, it has officially been announced from Pokemon Go. PvP is here, and there is so much to go over in this video that I'm not going to waste any time, so let's quickly go through all of the announcement itself. So starting off with where PvP is going to be. PvP is going to be in the nearby section, so they've loaded up the nearby now. The nearby is now battling Pokemon and raids all in one big menu. So to battle an individual face-to-face, all you gotta do is scan the individual's QR code underneath the battle screen, and you're gonna be able to press a button that says challenge a trainer. So beginning this month, trainer battles will allow you to challenge a friend or another trainer at any time. Challenge another trainer using a battle code and assemble a team of 3 Pokemon, so it's only going to be 3v3, which is what I was assuming from the previous update, but I thought they would have 6v6 mixed up in there. We may get 6v6 maybe next year or maybe 6 months from now. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do it, but again, there's the Great, Ultra, and Master League. The Great League is 1,500 CP cap, Ultra is 2,500 CP cap, and the Master League is unlimited, so keep that in mind. And we're going to get to the team building strategies and all that jazz later on in the video. That's a whole nother segment. So this is how PvP is going to work. Battles are fast-paced and real-time, so don't expect to wait your turn. Your selected team of Pokemon will be able to execute both their fast and charge attack moves, and in preparation for battle, you'll even be able to use Stardust and Candy to unlock a bonus charge attack for your Pokemon, which is huge. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Timing is important. If you use your head and keep an eye on your opponent's moves, you may be able to deploy a Protect Shield, which is going to be a new battle mechanic, to save your Pokemon from critical damage. Now here's something that I think is really cool. Ultra Friends and Best Friends can basically battle each other from anywhere, any place, anytime. So right when PvP drops, I already have like 20 different people, actually more than 20 different people that I can battle at any point. You can basically battle your Ultra Friends and your Best Friends online. And it doesn't stop there. You can also battle your team leaders to build towards your Ace Trainer badge. That's right, the Ace Trainer badge is back! And all we gotta do to build towards it is battle our team leaders. You can battle them once a day and train to build your Ace Trainer badge. And those are gonna be the majority of details for PvP, which is coming up, I'd say on Friday. I think we're gonna get this on Friday, but I could be wrong. But, you know, they said coming this month, so I think it's gonna be on Friday. Real quick, let's talk about the battle mechanics in this new PvP system. So there's no dodging, which is massive, and this is where the Protect Shields come into play, which I think is pretty intuitive. So trainer battles are quite different from gym and raid battles, and they allow you to unlock a second charge move. Let's talk about that second charge move real quick. So, of course, it's gonna cost you some Stardust and some candies, and hopefully it's not a whole lot of Stardust, but probably will be because it's Pokemon Go. But you can unlock a secondary charge move. Of course, it has to be different from the previous charge move that you have, so you have to have 2 different charge moves, which I believe it's fair, and also the secondary charge move can be TM'd, much like the first one. So you can also freely switch Pokemon at any moment during the battle, but switching a Pokemon can trigger a 50-second cooldown before you can switch again. And when you switch Pokemon, the outgoing Pokemon will remember its energy state, which is really important if you're dealing a battle with no dodging, or with different types of charge moves, so that's pretty interesting. And it will re-enter the battle arena with the same energy level it had when it was switched out, and switching out and in is a key mechanic in trainer battles, especially when fighting against super effective opponents. So not only do you have 2 charge moves and 2 different charge moves, but you also have to use switching out and switching in an effective manner, plus you have the damage shield. So now you have 3 different battle mechanics introduced in this PvP method. This is a lot. This is filling up my head with all types of new information. You can receive a special item reward for the trainer battles. Especially if you battle your team leader for the Ace Trainer badge build-up, you can get a special item including Stardust, candies I'm assuming, and the Sinnoh Stone. So this is going to be another way to obtain the Sinnoh Stone in Pokemon Go, because remember, it was taking out of Research Breakthrough boxes. We got it in Research Breakthroughs for 2 weeks, and then it was taking out. And we're trying to figure out, or at least Niantic is trying to give us new ways to obtain the Sinnoh Stone. I currently have only had 2. I got Porygon Z and a shiny Roserade. So one more thing, restricted Pokemon. There are 2 Pokemon that are restricted, and it's going to be Ditto and Shedinja. And Ditto's transform method just isn't really compatible with the new metagame of PvP because, you know, Ditto could completely overpower Pokemon in the Great and Ultra Leagues, possibly the Master League, and Shedinja is just so bad, it's just not even worth putting in PvP. So those are the restricted Pokemon, those are the ones that are banned as of right now. Now when it comes to team building, I'm going to share my own personal method on how I build teams for Pokemon and what has led me to success in the battling scene for Pokemon. So I like to go with Pokemon that have the most resistances. And starting off with Dragon types in the #1 slot here, Dragon types resist a lot of stuff. Now a lot of Dragon types are dual flying types, so they resist grass, ground, bug, fighting, fire, and water. That's a lot of commonly used Pokemon in the metagame. There is no way you're going to battle somebody and they don't have at least one of those types listed. So I think Dragon types like Dragonite, Rayquaza, Salamence, those guys are going to be absolute staples in PvP. I think you're going to see a Dragon type on at least one of those teams, which means you're going to need to counter those Pokemon, which means you should use Fairy types or Ice types. But starting off with Fairy types, there aren't a whole lot of viable Fairy types, but there are a few. Now, there's a couple that are in the Great and Ultra tier that are usable. So, but let's start off with the resistances of Fairy types. So they resist Dragon, Bug, and Dark types, and those are going to be big to deal with Dragon types. Also, you're going to want to have another type which has a lot of resistances, which is Steel. And of course, the best Steel type in the game is going to be Metagross with the moveset of Bullet Punch and Meteor Mash. Of course, you already saw that coming. But take a look. Even Metagross resists Poison, Psychic, Dragon, Fairy, Flying, Grass, Ice, Normal, Rock, and Steel. That is a lot of resistances, plus it can deal a ton of damage. Now, of course, you have to deal with Fire, Ghost, and Ground types, but let's say I have a team of Rayquaza and Metagross. So now I know I have to look out for Fire types. I need to look out for... Actually, that's about it. I have to look out for Fire types and Ground types. So then you just round that out with a Pokemon like Gyarados. So Gyarados can actually balance out the team because you can deal with the weaknesses. So what you want to do is always have balance within your team, and that's something that I pride myself on. That's something I love about Pokemon. I love having a balanced battle team. So again, mix your team up with maybe a Dragon, Flying, and Metagross, and then maybe a Water type. That can really balance things out well. And you can do this in a lot of different scenarios. So say you can use a Fire type, say you want to lead with Typhlosion or Charizard. The best types of Pokemon that you can send out on the battlefield are going to be Dragon types and they're going to be Steel types. And for example, we just formulated a team that consists of Rayquaza, Metagross, and then another Pokemon of your choosing. So I whipped up two different teams. One is for the Ultra tier and one is for the Great tier. So let's start off with Ultra. So my Houndoom at 100% IVs is going to have Snarl and Flamethrower, and is a Dark and Fire type. And what are its weaknesses? Water and Fighting. And what resists Water and Fighting is Latios, which is a Dragon and Psychic type. Again, Dragon types. Now I have Zen Headbutt and Psychic on this Latios, and I may power up a little bit more for PvP purposes, but not too much anymore since I'm going to have it in the Ultra tier category. And you know what's going to give Latios trouble? Dark, Dragon, Bug, Ghost, Fairy, and Ice. But we've already have Dark type cover by Houndoom, and we have Bug type cover by Houndoom, and also you have Ghost type cover by Houndoom as well. Now, Fairy type could give us some trouble, and Ice type could give us some trouble, and also Dragon could give us some trouble, but not too much. But Dragon also deals high DPS, so we're going to complement that with my 100% IV Aggron at 2,314 CP, and it's going to have Dragon Tail Thunder moveset, and you can adjust the moveset accordingly, but Aggron deals with a lot of different things here. Aggron deals with Ice type, Aggron deals with Fairy type, so you have a pretty well-rounded team right here for PvP purposes. Now, for the Great tier, Suicune, 1,235. I love Suicune. I don't care what people think about it, love Suicune. Now, there are other water types, this is just an example, but what gives Suicune problems? Grass type, electric type. But what resists grass and electric is Shelgon. Again, we're going to bring in a dragon here. And again, this cap is 1,500, Shelgon is 1,470, so it's just underneath that tier, thank goodness, so I can use Shelgon in the great tier. And again, what's going to give Shelgon trouble? Fairy types. And what squashes fairy types? Bring in a Steelix. So Steelix coming in at 1,371, and that can round off this team. Now, ground type could give this team a little bit of trouble, but not so much because you have Suicune, which is a water type. So again, these are two well-rounded teams with dragon types and steel types are going to be the base. That's going to be the core of the team's power and its resistances. And I can see these two teams, I can see them winning tournaments. Everything can completely change when PvP drops, but we do know how the game mode will function. So, again, hopefully this team building guide did help you. Again, I can't stress this enough. Dragon types are going to be the best, steel types are going to be the best. Dragon and steel types are going to be amazing choices. And then you can supplement every single other Pokemon and build around those Pokemon. So you can build a team around an electric type with dragon and steel. You can build a fighting type, say like Machamp, around a dragon and steel type combination. Now, of course, you don't always have to use dragon and steel types, but I really think that these Pokemon cover the most resistances and they cover the most weaknesses. So, again, those are my tips and tricks on PvP team building. I will see you guys on the battlefield. DX1 signing out.